what am I going to need to sacrifice today in order to do it for 20 years? And I can kind of tell you, like, just a top line thing is when a guest request comes on my list and it says this has happened, they have 70 million followers and their stories there, what they've done, etc. And it's like this, Steve, we know that this is going to get huge numbers, but I don't want to sit there for 2.5 hours and speak to this person because I have no interest in fucking pop music in the South America. I know that the long-term decision to do the show for 20 years means in that moment, I have to say no. Because if there's multiple days in a row where I show up to this set and I sit down and I wasn't looking forward to it, I'm going to end up where you said you ended up, which is that feeling of like burnt out, broken, lack of meaning.
What gives you the strength to say no to the superficial win, especially when there's like this would be great for you?
Of fucking up so many times in my life when I did that.
Burn.
And also being able to look forward at someone like Joe Rogan and watch his interviews where he talks about this and realizing that this principle of if you want to go far, you have to play like long-term games and make long-term decisions. And so now knowing what a short-term decision is versus a long-term decision, and actually being really aligned with Jack, who runs this show, because me and Jack are aligned on these things now quite intuitively. And we've kind of learnt together, we've like made the short-term decision, gone, fuck, that was a bad idea. So you kind of build this sort of collective wisdom that the right thing to do for the long-term health of this show is having a set of principles. And I really wish people understood that, because especially when the show gets big, there's so much pressure to change. I've got a good example. I wasn't going to say this, but I think I should probably share it because this is the Diary of Sia and that's we're meant to be sharing our diaries here. On the last episode we uploaded was a debate format with 4 guys on it, and we're talking about the world and stuff. It's the first time we've ever done that. And I had a meeting with some people the day after that episode came out, and someone in the room was saying, oh, we should add a woman to the panel because the optics are bad. And I remember what I said in that room. I said, we should never ever do something purely for optics. The reason why we should add a woman to the panel that we just did, and this is something we will do in future, is because we genuinely believe it will make the conversation better. And I said to them, and there was 12 of my teammates who work on this team in the room, I said, if we ever do stuff for optics, we slowly slip away from our integrity. And there's a paradox there, because you think the high integrity thing to do is to like cater to optics, what things look like, but actually the high integrity thing to do is to ignore virtue signaling and to do what's best for the conversation. And I just reiterated in that room that like the reason why in the future we're gonna make these panels more diverse is because we believe that it's better for the audience.